So Chase just released a brand new business credit card, and today we're going to talk about all the benefits of it, if this might be a good card for you to use within your business, and also what your credit needs to look like to qualify for this particular business credit card. So stay tuned to learn all of that information, and let's go ahead and jump straight in. So this business credit card is called the Sapphire Reserve for Business, and basically it's the business's version of the Sapphire Reserve credit card. So let's jump into some of the important things to know about this card before even signing up for it, because we're going to talk about if this is really going to be worth it for your business, right? So basically, getting started, the welcome bonus that they offer you is pretty hefty at 200,000 bonus points. But in order to get to that, you do have to spend $30,000 in the first 6 months, which that is good that they give you 6 months to do that. But it is a pretty significant amount of money. But with that, that's just about $5,000 a month. Now, when you're just getting started in business, it can be really easy to rack up expenses and things you have to pay money for. But also, if you're already in business and established, you kind of already know how much you spend a month, so you know if you'll be able to hit this goal or not. And it's always worth it that if you're going to get a card, especially starting with one with a good welcome bonus, to try to make you can hit it. But other than the welcome bonus, there are also other, credits and benefits to the card, which we'll get to. So you just have to kind of see which one is probably going to be the best benefit to you within your business. Now, one of the major things to consider here is that there is a $795 annual fee. That's almost $800, which is about $66.25 a month. So that is a pretty, it's monthly. It's not really that much, but based off of other premium credit cards like this that you would compare this to, it is kind of up there as far as the dollar amount goes. That is why when we talk about the credits that you get, you have to really see if those credits, based on how you would probably use the card and what you would spend or swipe the card for, making sure that it makes sense that it would either eliminate this annual fee for you or significantly reduce the amount that you would pay to have this card and make it justifiable. One other thing you want to consider is the fact that this is a pay in full card. So that means that this is more so like a charge card. And basically, you will have to pay this off at the end of the month. Now, there are features that allow you to, actually hold the balance on this over more than a month. So that is something to consider as well. But ideally, you want to be paying this thing off at the end of the month because it is a pay in full card. So now let's talk about some of the rewards that you can get by using this card in certain ways. So you get 8 times the points for all purchases you Chase travel. So if you log into the portal and you book your travel through the Chase's portal, you get 8 times the points on that. So that's a really significant benefit. Of course, they can do that because it is their portal. But that is a really good benefit to have. Now, outside of that, I'm going to jump straight to, because we're talking about travel anyway, the 4 times the points you get on flights and hotels. Now, this is if you book directly with the airline or with the hotel, you get 4 times the points. So that is pretty good, even if you go directly to the site and you're not getting the 8 points, right? Now, outside of that, there's the 5 times the points on Lyft rides. So this is kind of depending on if you really use Lyft a lot when you're traveling, you might use it more. But if you're not a frequent traveler, maybe you don't. So, just again, a matter of, does this, point multiplier make sense for you enough to want to get this card? Now, a few others that they have here is 3 times the points on social media and search engine advertising. So basically, if you advertise for your business on social media, you will be able to, or on Google, you will be able to actually get 3 times the points on that. Comparable to some other cards that do 4%, this still isn't too bad, but of course, 4% would be nice. But on the business card, they did the 3 times the points on this. And on the personal card, they did it for dining. So this is still a great benefit to add to this card since it is for business. Now, outside of that, you get 1 times the points, $1 per point for everything that you do outside of these particular categories. So overall, this isn't bad as far as what they give you in points. Now let's talk about some of those credits they have to offset the annual fee that you have to pay. So basically, one of the most major ones is a $300 annual travel credit that you get. And it's very flexible compared to most travel credits. So that is very good with this particular one that they have. And they also have a $500 credit for stays with edits. So if you get hotels within that system and you're already comfortable with them, that's great. Or maybe you just want to use it just to get the ability to take advantage of this $500 credit. Now, it's issued at $250 at the first half of the year and then the second half of the year. And also you get to get $100 property credit, daily breakfast for two, room upgrades if available, and some other things while at these properties, while enjoying that $500 credit. So again, also something to consider. Now, this isn't necessarily a credit, but you do get access to a network of airport lounges, which you should expect. Now, with this, you get access to the Chase Sapphire Lounge by the club network. You also get access to up to 1,300 plus airport lounges as well with a complimentary priority pass, select membership, and the primary card holder can get two guests in with them. Now, on this business card, you do not have for employees access to these lounges or any guests. On a personal card, you do, but you do pay, more annual fee for that. But on a business card, employee cards are free, but they don't get access to the lounges. Now, another thing that a lot of you guys can benefit from is the $120 global entry or TSA pre-check or Nexus fee credit. Of course, that's going to help you with, expediting yourself through the airport when you're traveling. And some other business benefits that are going to be kind of hit or miss based off what you would actually be doing in your business is the $420 for Dash value that they have. 120 of that is the Dash Pass membership. So, you get reduced fees and everything. But 300 of that is promos. So like credits you'll get when you actually order something. Now that comes in the form of $25 each month. $5 of that goes to like restaurants. So I believe most people will probably be trying to order food and you only get like a $5 credit. That might be, hit or miss for some people. And you get two $10 promos each month on groceries, retail orders, and more. So it's kind of really based off if you would really need to use that, if this would really be beneficial to you. I think more people order food versus like groceries and retail stuff. I could be wrong, but really look at this to see if it benefits you or not. Now you also get a $200 Google Workspace credit. Now with that, that's more beneficial if you have like your email set up through Google and you use the other suite of different services, Google Docs, Sheets, and all the other things that they offer too. Then this can be really beneficial to you. And if you're not, you pretty much should, because it's fairly affordable and very powerful. Now, another credit that's going to kind of depend on your business is going to be $400 ZipRecruiter credit. So if you do a lot of hiring or consistent hiring, this might be more beneficial to you. If you don't, you're a solopreneur, you're not really looking to hire anybody anytime soon, maybe this doesn't really benefit you all that much. You also get a $120 Lyft credit. Of course, when you're traveling, you might use Lyft more, but if you don't really use Lyft all that much, then maybe this benefit isn't going to be as great for you. And you basically get $10 in credits every month with it. Another thing that's kind of hit or miss is the $100 in curated gift cards. So basically you go to giftcards.com, you get $100 per year, which is $50 for the first half of the year, $50 for the second half of the year. And you can use that money to, reward an employee for their contribution to the company. Or if you're a solopreneur, maybe you give it to yourself. But basically, this is just something that's kind of hit or miss on if you would use that or not. Now, if you plan on being a, big spender using this card, this would benefit you. If you spend $120, you unlock some additional benefits, right? So with that, you get a $500 statement credit for the shops at Chase. As far as IGH hotels, one reward, you get Diamond Elite status with that. And, that's, you get that automatically. And then with Southwest, you get Rep Rewards A-list status and up to a $500 statement credit for Southwest airline flights booked through Chase Travel. So that's something to consider if you do plan on spending a lot of money using this card. Now you do also get things like roadside assistance, travel accident insurance, travel and emergency assistance. You get trip cancellation interruption, auto rental coverage, trip delay reimbursement, baggage delay insurance, emergency evacuation and transportation. You get discounts at Avis. You get extra perks at Hertz. And also discounts at National for rental cars, emergency medical and dental coverage, lost luggage reimbursement, and no foreign transaction fees. So ultimately, you do get a lot of benefits with this card. And again, it's about seeing how you spend money on a card to see if it would make sense for you to actually get this type of card. Now, as far as what kind of score you need to qualify for this card, I would say that you definitely want to make sure that your score is above like 720, really ideally like 750. Make sure you don't have any charge-offs, collections, late payments on your credit report. Make sure you have a low utilization. All of those things are going to be important because this is a more premium card. So you definitely need to make sure that your credit is a little bit more, pristine and good looking before you try to apply for this. Now, one thing that can be a challenge is getting higher limits on these cards for your business. to make sure that you can actually have enough money on the card when you're trying to spend money for your business. Now, if you need help in trying to actually get higher limits on business credit cards so you can get enough money that you need to actually operate and grow your business, go down below and book a business funding strategy call with me so I can take a look at your situation and see if I can help you. But if you want to see how I helped a client actually get 75K on one business credit card from Chase, go ahead and check this video. And maybe your score isn't necessarily where it needs to be and you want to get it up. Go check out this video to learn how to get your score up in the next 30 days, and I'll see you in the next video.